Hey, Accelerated 9. I just wanted to summarize a little bit of class today. We didn't do very much new, just on our new assignment, which is going to be page 13 and 14. And you can check Google Classroom for the specific problems. But we went over number 1, and a lot of you already know how to multiply binomials, but today they ask us to put in one extra step temporarily because it's important later. So first of all, just so we know what we're talking about when we say a binomial is a mathematical expression that has a variable and it has two terms that are added or subtracted. It can have more than one variable, but it has to have at least one. So x plus 5 is a binomial because we have a variable and then we have two things, they're added or subtracted. This is another binomial because there's a variable and it has two things, they're added or subtracted. So when we multiply binomials, what we have to do is like a double distribution. So what happens is this x is going to multiply by the x minus 7. But not only that, then this 5 gets a turn. Then this 5 also multiplies by the x minus 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to write this out in sort of a longer way. So what we're going to say is we're going to say, okay, we've got this x right here, and it's going to multiply by x minus 7. All right, so the x came from here, and the x minus 7 is this one. And then we're going to take this plus 5, and it's really important, by the way, you might want to make a special note of this. Take the sign on the left of the number. So we're going to take this plus 5, including the sign, and it also multiplies by x minus 7. So what we pretty much did here was we took the first x plus 5 and we split it up, x plus 5. And the x minus 7, it gets multiplied by the x, and it gets multiplied by the 5. That's all. And it always follows that pattern for today. So then what happens is, just like yesterday, we do x times x, which gets us x squared. X times negative 7, that gets us negative 7x. Plus 5 times x. And don't forget to, have this sign here. So plus 5x. And 5 times negative 7, minus 35. Then there'll always be a point where you combine the like terms in the middle. So I'll have x squared, negative 7x, positive 5x, minus 2x, minus 35. And that's it. Now, if you've been doing FOIL, this is FOIL right here. This is like first, outside, inside, last. The only difference is they're asking us to put in one extra step, and that's just for this assignment, and it's because it's something that we're going to use later when we do factor by grouping. So they just want us to get a little practice on that step, and it's only for this assignment. Let me show you number 9 also, just to make sure. And if you're pretty sure you got this, you don't have to watch this part, of course. So number 9, let's do it in color. So I'll say that the first binomial is 8x minus 3, and the second binomial is 2x minus 1. And we're going to split it up so that the 8x multiplies by the 2x minus 1. And then the negative 3 multiplies by the 2x minus 1. So 8x times 2x minus 1. And then we got to remember to take the negative and the 3. You always should have like a plus or minus right here. Negative 3 times 2x minus 1. Okay, so what we do is we're doing double distribution. The 8x gets distributed, and then the -3 gets distributed. And then, again, it's pretty straightforward. We do 8x times 2x, that's 16x squared. Why is it x squared? Because x times x is always x squared. 8x times -1, -8x. Consider this to be a -3. -3 times 2x is -6x. -3 times -1, +3. Then, as always, we're going to combine the middle two terms because they have the same variable with the same exponent. 6x squared, 16x squared minus 14x plus 3. And also, x squared, x to the second power, is not allowed to add or subtract with x to the first power. So x to the first power and x to the first power, they're allowed to add and subtract, but you can't do it if they have different exponents. That's why these stay separate. And then that's your answer. We went over one more that's part of the homework, and that was number 17. And what you see in number 17 is that, what you see in number 17 is they give us a little bit of information. They say, hey, f of 0 equals -5. And then they say f of n equals f of n minus 1 plus 8. So this is a recursive equation. We can recognize that. And this is an initial value. And they tell us to write the first 5 numbers of the sequence. Usually we do it the other way around. You know, they give us the sequence and then we write the equation. This time they're flipping it around on us. So what we have here is the initial value. And then if you recall, this is our rate of change. It's a common difference in this case. Can you even see that? Rate of change. So of course we'd start with -5. Our rate of change is +8. -5 plus 8, that would get me to +3, +8, +11, and so on. I don't have to add those other ones for you. Well, yes I do. 19, 27. There you go. Good. And so part of your assignment is to do 18 and 19. So I just wanted to show you one of those so you remembered how to do those. Okay, hope this was helpful. Your assignment's on Google Classroom, and I'll see you tomorrow. Please record, please record.